Going live. And we are live. All right. It's happening. Hey, everybody. We're starting a little bit late today. It's my bad. Uh, Busy changing lives on a call. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. Whoops. I just closed everything. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Uh oh. Where's Zan? I got to bring Zan. I got to make him full screen. There we go. There's Zan. All right. So
There
before
we
we
go.
get into everything here,
Oh, I need my hat.
what? You need your hat?
I need a hat. I'm moving
Gotta have
makers.
the hat.
My movement maker's hat.
Okay. Oh, something over video already is saying what's on my mind, which is, are you ready for the story of Nelson Mandela? So we're starting.
He's on it.
He is
He's
on
on
it.
it.
People remember. They're cheering you on. They're sending Zan lots of
Wow.
love. So we're going to kick this
Wow.
off with a special story about Nelson Mandela that will inspire you to change your life. What do we got, Zan?
Okay. All right. So I always do my homework.
He's got it.
Okay. So Nelson Mandela. Everyone knows that he was in a South African prison for 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
And what he really represents to me, I think to millions of people, is he's the epitome of forgiveness.
Okay.
He said that as he walked, this is his words. As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'll still be in prison.
Oh, snap.
So he also talked about um, forgiveness. This is the one that touched me the most.
Okay, here it comes.
This is the one that touched me the most, and I hope people really can learn from this because this is so spiritual um, in its essence. He said that forgiveness liberates the soul, it removes fear, and that's why it's such a powerful weapon. And here's a good one, too. Man, we had a conversation a while back about justice and mercy.
Justice
And
and
when I
mercy.
saw this word mercy, it reminded me of that conversation and how grateful that I still have the opportunity to grow and develop and get better. That's what life is all about. And so he says, you will achieve more in this world through acts of mercy than you will through acts of retribution.
All right. Look at that.
So yeah, yeah. So we all know that later he became president of South Africa. He lived to be 95 years old, which is amazing. He had the respect and the admiration and the friendship of world leaders. No, he was just an amazing, amazing spirit. He was an amazing human being. So my story about Nelson Mandela is about forgiveness and mercy.
I like it. Okay, so what I'm looking for is one of two specific examples. Specific things, not that he said, but he did.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting
But
we're
I,
getting yeah.
I think that's what he did. I think he could have been bitter, he could have been angry, he could have been,
No,
you know,
specific though. You're talking in generalities of what he said and his belief walking out of the jail. I want one of two specific stories.
but isn't when he forgave the people that put him through so much that he went through, he kind of exemplified and lived
Well, like who? Who did he forgive?
that. The people who imprisoned him in apartheid during that time, you know, I don't know, I don't remember exactly their names, but it was an opposing political party.
We need there's something I'm looking for. It's not there yet. You're close. You're getting warm. To be continued tomorrow. I need a specific story or something that happened.
Mm.
So what you just said was basically, hey, uh, Zen, Evan, and Drew go live on this show 5 days or 4 days a week, and they answer questions and they try to spread love, belief, kindness, by playing League of Legends. And here's why it's so inspiring, right? That's great.
Okay.
You got that. I want you to drill down on one episode.
You mean one episode on here?
No,
Or
I'm using that as an example. Like
okay.
how you talked about Nelson Mandela is how I just talked about what we do here.
Okay.
But I want to get more specific. I need you to find the specifics. If you're going to talk about forgiveness and mercy, I need a specific example. I'm looking for one. I got one in my head. I know what it is. I just need you to find it, or one of two.
A story that he told, or just something that happened to him?
Something that happened to him. He's told it too, so I guess it's both.
Okay. I thought that. Okay.
My volume is in and out. Okay, I'll bring my mic closer. Sorry. Thank you for the love, Jerry L. Okay, well, that's a good start. Hey, he's on the right path. Good. I like it. Let's get a specific example for tomorrow. All right, on to the show. Let's welcome our guests here.
Okay, we got quite a few. We got quite a few people. Okay, first of all, we gotta welcome Drew. Drew's in the house, Mr. Hitchcock. Yes.
How are we feeling, Drew? Are we
Develop-
feeling like wins are happening today?
Financial developers and
I mean,
developer.
I'm still undefeated in this beginning.
What do you mean you're undefeated? We lost yesterday. Oh no, we didn't lose yesterday.
You lost yesterday.
Right. I lost with Manco yesterday. That's what happened.
Wow.
Yeah, I lost with my coach.
Oh.
My coach, my coach told me I was split pushing, and Caitlin was defending, and he said, okay, when Caitlin comes up, I need you to flash Q auto her and kill her. So it's something I would never do, so I listened to him. I flash Q autoed her and only took like 3/4 of her health, and then she killed me. And he's like, I underestimated the damage that you would do. It's like, okay, great.
Clearly.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
Should have had the rabbitons, man.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, listen, it's good. Your coach pushes you outside your comfort zone, and even though it was the wrong call, I learned I would never even have thought about doing that. So now at least that option is in my repertoire. Yeah,
Yep.
repertoire.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Okay, back to you, Zan.
Okay, JL Forbes is in the house. Welcome, Jerry L. Thank you, sir. He said hello, Zan. Hello, Evan. Okay. And Crystal Bachelor is in the house. Oh, good. And something with video obviously is in the house. Ochakti is in the house. And let's get to some questions. Okay, so I guess hopefully I answered your question. Something with video. He says, are you ready for the story about Nelson Mandela? Okay.
That's good.
So Crystal says, can you have more than one different content thing? Oh, yes. Okay, check this out. Okay,
What? Wait, what's the
Crystal-
question?
Okay, wait. I need to set it up. Okay, she's here. I'm so glad you showed up, Crystal. Okay, so Crystal's in the readers group, right?
Oh, great.
And she loves kale. So I gave her an answer, and then
Kale like the
Patchy-
Vegetable?
Yes.
Okay,
And-
great.
And Patchy jumped in and gave her an answer. I didn't want her to be confused, okay? So I implored her to please come here, and I said, ask Evan. He would give you the most perfect answer. And guess who showed up? She showed up.
I like it. Let's go.
Okay, so here we go. All right.
Question.
So the question, can you have more than one different content thing, like Kale, fantasy novel author, and business writer? Okay, let me add a little bit more to it because I don't see anything else. Okay, because we discussed this. So for IG Live or your Instagram and your YouTube. So I'm gonna let you clear this up for us. I was saying to her that on YouTube, if you're gonna have different audiences, you should have, like, if she's gonna have a Kale audience because she loves Kale, and she has a fantasy novel, it's a fantasy novel author, she should have two different YouTube channels because it's two different audiences. But on IG, I said you don't have to have different IG accounts because on IG you can discuss almost anything, but when you're making YouTube videos, have it separate. Now, Patchy was saying no, she needs to have separate IG accounts for one for Kill and one for the fantasy novel author. So that's where that's where it's all coming from, and we want to bring it to you and let you give more clarity on that.
Yeah, in general, if it's a different audience, it's a different account, and I would just apply that for every, like the Instagram algorithm works similarly to the YouTube algorithm. When you post content, some people see it. If they like it, more people see it, of people who follow you, and if they like it, then Instagram starts promoting you more. So the question I would have for you is, can you combine them so that we can see a more meta version? So if you're looking at Kale and what are the other things? Coaching?
Fantasy novel author and a business writer. So there's
Right.
3 different ones.
So how do we make them actually not 3 different ones, but the same? Like, is there a unifying message on top of it? And if it's no, then there are 3 different channels. And I would put that for everything. That'd be Instagram, that'd be YouTube, that'd be everything. If you can combine them, if it's about living a fantasy life, and part of that is reading great books, and part of that is eating kale, like what does kale mean to you? If it means something that fits into the fantasy life, then you keep it on the same channel. Otherwise, you split it up.
Okay, so Crystal, I really want you to be served. So does that give you a little more clarity? If not, put some more questions in there. We'll make sure they get answered. And I also found out, I didn't even know this. I didn't know you could have separate Instagram accounts. I didn't know that. So I found that out yesterday also. I mean, we had a great readers club. It was just wonderful. Okay, so next. So Ochakti wants to know, Evan, question. Question.
He's got it.
Evan, my friend Akshat wants advice on how to be an entrepreneur in the medical field.
Okay. Well, the field doesn't make that big a difference. If you're just getting started, you're trying to figure out, how can I start talking to customers as soon as possible? Like your number one thing. I came from biotech software, right? So not quite medical, but biopharmaceutical. How can you start talking to customers? The number one thing you need to do is start talking to customers. Get their feedback. Talk about what you're thinking about potentially doing. Explain some of the options that you've got on your mind, right? Like, get as close to them as possible. What are they struggling with, and how can you help? Is your immediate job. And the sooner you can do that, the faster you'll get real feedback and get some results.
Great answer. Okay, something over video. Oh, now this is talking about the game League of Legends. Question, Evan, have you ever felt rage, anger, or frustration that was caused by your League of Legends teammates?
Not usually. I mean, ever, maybe, but it's a computer game. Like, think about all the things that you have that might be problematic in your life, and you're freaking out over a computer game. Like, I got more important things to worry about. So does it ever happen? Not on any, like, rage. I mean, I don't remember the last time I felt rage, period, let alone in a computer game. So not really. I think when you can, like, here's what I think going in. I just default to start thinking I'm playing a game with kids who hate their life. That's just default. So that my teammates, as well as the people I'm up against, are a bunch of 16-year-old kids who hate their lives. And whether they're 16 or actually 40 like me, they hate their life, and they're coming to League of Legends to try to blow off some steam, and they're already on edge. And so as soon as any one little thing happens, I just expect them to blow up. And if anybody shows any kind of kindness, it's like, wow, that's a surprising bonus that I didn't expect to happen. So then I just kind of expect it. So it's not a big deal.
Okay. Here's some information about Mandela. Okay, so Jerry L. Force wanted to chime in. He said, I love it. He gets a whole, this is good. Mandela's wife.
Wait. We don't need other people sharing Mandela stories. Zane has to do the work. No. You're not allowed to share Mandela stories. This is Zane only homework assignment. I don't want to hear it. No, it's a Zane only homework assignment. Don't do Zane's homework for him.
Thanks for the love, Jerry. Thanks for the love. Oh goodness. Okay, I might need to use this story then.
Unbelievable. Nobody start giving Zane hints.
Hey, I might need to use this story.
Unbelievable.
Hey, love for me, Evan. Come on.
I listen. If you actually love Zane, don't do the job for him.
He was sharing.
No, I get it. They didn't. I didn't give clear instructions to the audience either. I like how they're stepping up. This is a homework assignment for Zane. He's got to do it. He's got to figure this out.
He says, "What's up, guys? Happy to be here. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for being here, Jerry. You're one of my favorites." Okay. SH4N is here. He says, "Hi guys. I didn't know Evan was playing League. Yeah, Evan's going for the gold.
We're going for gold. We finished Silver 2 last season, I think. I played, I forget if it's 5 or 6 seasons. Every season I've been Silver, and one season I was Bronze. And so the gold is gold. We're going for gold. We're trying to get gold, and we'll see how we do.
Yeah. So yeah, Jerry said he was just trying to help. That's all.
Oh, I know. No. I know it's all love. I know it's all love. Zane's got to do his work.
So Jerry has a question. So here's his question.
Okay.
I am a pure entrepreneur. I love the game, been in it my whole life. I am focused on growing my audience and also the people I coach. What do you suggest the best way to reach the masses without leading with a luxury lifestyle, which I noticed you don't?
Coach. The answer is to coach. Coach people. You need to be coaching people. Look at Gary as a great model, right? He's not a guy who's leading with his lifestyle, Gary Vaynerchuk, but he does a lot of coaching, right? The videos that often pop and do the best are not him doing fancy interviews and him changing somebody's life in the moment. So if that's you, then you coach. Coach. I want to see you do a daily coaching stream. Zane, were you on my IG Live today?
Dude, listen, today's been pretty amazing. The only thing I didn't get done yet, and Drew, I sent you an email, so I apologize, but I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, no worries.
Number one, today has been. You did gosh, that was so great what you did with Cam. I felt that, dude. That was really, really good. Okay, number two, I think you mentioned us, but you had a talk with Brendan about going IG Live. He went to his IG Live today with Jamie, and at 7:30 a.m. Pacific time, which is 10:30 you guys time, and he committed. He did a half an hour, and he's gonna be going every single day, Monday through Friday. Yeah, he's promoting his new growth brand, but just to come on and wake up with you every morning and give you value. I'm like, wow. And for me, I saw Evan written all over that, but I just thought, wow, this is amazing.
No comment. Yeah. No comment. But that one with Cam was a great one for you to watch.
Yes.
That's a great one to watch.
To watch and rewatch.
So a couple things there. One, like right away, I started asking him. Normally when I get on a live stream like that, a coaching stream is like, hey, how can I help? Okay, hey, here's Cam, part of Movement Makers. How can I help? What do you got for me? But here instead, we started talking about his hat.
Right.
And the thing that already, the first thing, like the fact that he said he had the hat and he made it 5 years ago. Like there's a disconnect of what he wants to be doing and what he's doing. Like that he's already had this thing for 5 years and he's not where he needs to be with it. Is a big problem. So that's what I had to kind of uncover to figure out his belief systems, where he's coming from, why it's a problem, why there's not enough momentum, all of that stuff, and letting him share his story.
The whole shatter it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a great one, but he's got to shatter his own belief systems. And so I was asking him questions, which I usually don't do at the beginning, like at the very beginning. Like I asked him questions about it before he even shared what he needed help with, because I already knew what he needed help with. So I started guiding it, right? And then it was a hard push on him, right? He's like, no, we're doing this right now. We're starting your 30 days right now. And if you don't do this, I'm going to be pissed, right? Like I started pushing him a lot harder than I would a normal person, because he could handle it, because he was ready for it, right? And even though I'm not quite yelling at him, but maybe close, he's like, thank you, I needed this.
And you changed his deadline from like 3 months. Like you got 30-day journal in 30 days. And I wrote it down in my book too. So February 11th. So when I talk to Cam next time, I'm gonna remind him, hey, February 11th, I'm expecting it. Come on, let's go. $7.99.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a good one to watch. It's a good one to internalize. I'm glad you were there to watch it live, but it's a good one to internalize and get down too. Because that was a good. I've been off Instagram for a little bit because I've been spending a lot of time with my son, so it was fun to get back into it. It's like we're right back in. Let's go, baby. Come on.
You got one coming up on Tuesday and Friday. I can't wait to see.
What's Tuesday and Friday?
Tuesday and Friday, you've got one with Lexi, and I think tomorrow you have one with Dupre.
Oh, all right. Okay, you know my schedule better than I do.
No, because they just tell me. They tell me in the Readers Club.
Yeah, I get it. I like it, dude. I like it.
So I can't wait to make sure I'm. When he mentioned about he was so honest and transparent. He even talked about his money issues.
Yeah.
How did you know when? Even I thought I saw your patience when he kept interrupting you, and you laid back in the cut, and you still know what you was gonna say. How did you know he could handle a little bit more of extra pushing?
Because of the reaction to the easy pushing, right? Like you push a little bit, you see how they react, and then some people like watch that back. One of the great things about Cam was he wasn't getting defensive.
Right.
When you ask him something, even a general question, a lot of people just to a general question, they get defensive, like you're already judging them. He wasn't getting defensive at all. Anything I asked him, he was going deep and sharing some super personal stuff. He wasn't getting defensive about anything. So if they're not getting if they're getting defensive on simple things, you can't push them hard on anything. Not yet. They're just not ready. They're just gonna, if they're getting defensive on the easy, they're gonna get mega defensive on the push, right? Like if they're feeling judged when there is no judgment, then you can't really do much yet. You just gotta play it a lot easier. But yeah, he wasn't feeling judged, and he wasn't getting defensive, so it led to the push. Now he's like, yeah, I'm gonna start that. Okay, great. Now we got to get a timeline down. His biggest problem is he's got this huge heart for 5 years, and he's done nothing about it because he's been too afraid to put it out there and sell it. Right? That's his biggest problem. So we have to address that. We're gonna do it right now. Right? And like, how long does it take you to actually get the course ready? I don't know, March. Like, no. Okay, so you have 30 days to make this happen. Right? And then you're going to document every day. So we laid out the plan for him. But
I felt that.
more important than a specific plan is the push. He just needed the push. He just needs to do it.
The loving push, yeah.
And he's got to get out. So the whole, like in the first, 30 seconds of that call was, okay, this guy's problem is he's got a huge heart. He obviously wants to do this, but he's just finding all the reasons why he can't win. He's deleting YouTube videos. He's not selling his thing, right? So I know where I need to take him. I just don't know how it's going to go yet, right? It's like, here's the answer. The answer was already done in the first 2 minutes. But now we got to dance to get him to the answer.
Mm.
And that's what the coaching, that's all it is. It's just dancing with them to get them to the answer.
That was good. It was good. And he even admitted he got so much from it. He said, yeah, this is exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
that was pretty amazing. Okay, something of a video question.
Question.
Mm, question: how do you define work ethic, and how to develop it?
How do I define work ethic and how to develop it? I don't know. I don't. Again, definitions I don't worry so much about. I don't really care. You define it however you want to define it. How you develop it is one. You gotta be doing work that you actually like, right? So, what am I doing here? Is this work ethic? I mean, I don't know. I'm showing up. I'm answering your questions. I'm playing League. It's all part of the same thing for me, of liking the what I'm showing up to do on a daily basis, right? So that's step one. Two is proving to yourself that you can do it when it's hard. So anything that you want to do is not always going to be convenient and easy. There's going to be difficult moments. There's going to be people judging you. There's going to be setbacks and roadblocks. And what do? Do you still show up? So for me, I'm a crazy hard worker. I don't really measure work ethic, or it's not really something that we internalize or I use. Like if you listen to my language in any coaching session, I don't really talk about work ethic, because it's still going to be a function of you doing work that you actually love. But then what do you do when it's hard? Tying your self-respect to the effort you're putting in on a daily basis when it's hard. That's the thing that matters the most. So today, what are you working on? What are your ambitions? What are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish in business and life? And then are you proud of how you showed up today? Are you proud of how you showed up? And for too many people, it's a big no. It's same thing with Cam, who we did the awesome IG Live with. He's got tons of energy, love, heart, but he's not proud of how he's showing up every day because he's not doing the thing he knows he needs to do. That's the shift that I'm trying to make in people.
Yeah. There's something with video. I can share something really quick. Personal story. I was a teenager, maybe 14, 15 years old in high school. My father had his own business. And normally when you get out of school, you can go hang out in the gym. You can hang out in the just hang out, after school. But I knew that when that bell rung, I had to get to work. So my father had his own business, and the schedule was when school is over, you come to work, and it's like 14, 15 years old. That work ethic for me was was developed automatically because I couldn't play around. I had to get to work. So for me, when I see work ethic, it means doing what you have to do whether you feel like it or not, which is very close to discipline. But when I was a kid, you really don't have a choice because I want to honor my father, be obedient, get to work. And sometimes I didn't feel like it, but it didn't matter. And he was teaching me how to be responsible, be a man, the whole 9 yards. So today, work ethic for me means similar to what Evan was saying about being effective, being efficient, having focus, setting a schedule, getting it done, and meeting deadlines, which I don't always meet my deadlines, right, Drew? So,
Come on now.
So I'm being honest. And that comes sometimes from me putting too much on my plate or not always saying no to other, people's schedule. Like right now, the stuff that we're going through, if I get a phone call or email and someone needs me to be there for them, to encourage them, I would stop what I'm doing in the middle of what I'm doing to go and serve them and take care of them. And then that puts me behind schedule sometimes. But it's okay because they got so much out of it. But I'm working on that. And how to develop it, make up your mind. Make up your mind to get stuff done. You got it on your schedule, get it done. Period. No excuses. And you will develop it. It'll come. It's through practice. And you'll be developing new habits. That's one of the things I love about Evan. When he tells me to get something done, it's like, hey, there's no option here. You got to get it done. You not just do the work, but show the work. So I still got to go back and do my homework. And and for me, it's not even a question if I'm going to get it done or not. I'm going to get it done. It's just, I have a deadline. I got to get it done by, which is, my deadline is next Monday or tomorrow.
Tomorrow, every day, a new
Oh.
Nelson Mandela story.
Okay. So see,
Well,
I gotta
next
get this
Monday.
done
Come on,
tomorrow.
what? How is that even a question?
Just checking, just checking. Anyways, that's my answer.
Well, hold on, Zan. Hold on. Even if the deadline was next Monday, the answer for Zan is still tomorrow.
Oh, you mean as far as getting it done?
Yeah, even
No,
for yourself. Even if I said, "Hey, Zan, yeah, next Monday," you should still be showing up tomorrow with a new Nelson Mandela story.
No, I do it over the weekend.
No. You should do it tomorrow.
Well, it's tomorrow regardless. So
That's what I'm saying. It should be tomorrow regardless. You don't even have to ask the question.
okay, so um,
So Zan, if I said Zan, you know when you need to have it next Monday.
right.
When does Zan have it?
Well, according to you, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about.
But if it was up to me, I would do it on the weekend.
No, but that's what needs to change. Of course, it's up to you.
Not because it's priorities. I've got I got some things I got to get done that I got to show Drew. So that would take precedence. Since I have to next Monday, I do that on the weekend.
It's momentum. It's momentum. Like you should do it tonight. You should take the energy of this and go find the story tonight, not wait till tomorrow morning to do it.
I have an IG live tonight.
Great. You know what you do on your IG live? You look up Nelson Mandela stories.
You know who's in the house? She's in the house. Patchy is in the house. She don't like to be called Patricia. She like to be called Patchy. Gemini's in the house.
Is that true? Did you just make that up, or is that true? She doesn't like to be called Patricia?
She corrected me yesterday.
Oh,
I was trying to call her Patricia, and she says, no, call me Patchy.
Patchy. All right.
That's how they like it in Brazil. So she's
Is she actually from Brazil? Because you're making stuff up sometimes. You kept saying that who was he in our movement makers who's from the Philippines? You kept saying Brazil. It's like
I made a mistake. Victor is from the Philippines. He's 19 years old. He's a wonderful guy. I made a mistake because of the colors he had on, and I know another Victor from Brazil.
oh, okay,
I made a mistake.
okay.
Yeah, so.
I didn't know if that was just a Zan likes to.
No, I corrected it.
Got it. Okay. All right.
I wish I could. I'm not perfect, man.
All right. No, all good, dude. All good.
Okay. So let me see. Agree. So Jerry said agreed, understood, and Gemini. Of course, I know who you are. She said I was in your IG live today. Okay, I got you. Oh, she said she was in your IG live today, Evan.
Nice. That was a fun one with Cam.
And she said yesterday was great. Was a great book club. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So how did yesterday go? You had the first round. They had to do their homework, right? We're past the introduction.
Right. You know what? It was good. It was so easy. I mean, because of the homework was everyone is so participatory. We went over the 5 questions. They gave their answers. They shared some stories, and the second half, which we only had 20 minutes left, but the second half was just they need any clarity on the questions, which nobody really did because it was pretty. That first part was easy, and I gave them an assignment for next week about the core values and stuff. You know, their credo, and we hung out for like another half an hour, and we shared different stories. And you know, it was nice. People opened up, and we had a great. Actually, we had more people this time. We had the first week we had 9, and this time we had 14.
All right.
And we had 14 this time. So
nice,
it was great. We had a great time. It was wonderful. So Doppler is in the house. Doppler says, "Very nice solo kill of Jax. Keep up that PMA."
All right, we're doing it. PMA means positive. Oh, they surrendered. PMA means positive mental attitude.
Okay, yeah, very good. Yes. So Jerry says, question. I create the first ever real estate mixtape so people can learn the basic and be inspired to get involved. Can I get your opinion on it? Music gets stuck in your head. My 5-year-old and 8-year-old.
So first, it's like thinking about who is your target audience, because it's not me. I don't care about real estate. So think about who your target audience is, and then you need to get them to listen to it. So
there you go.
Like if I listen to it and hate it, who cares? Evan, you're not even my target audience, right? So this is what I'm talking about. For the last question, I was talking about getting in front of. What's the advice for the medical startup? Get in front of your target audience and have them do it. They have to listen to it. Whoever you're trying to reach, if he's trying to reach 5 and 8 year olds, great. That's the way to do it. If you're trying to reach adults, then you find people who care about real estate or who want to learn about real estate, and you put it up. How did Drew do that game? Drew went 5, 2, and 15. Good job, Drew. Good job.
I think somebody's giving you a compliment. Something on video says Evan be flexing with his level 7 Teemo emote 24/7.
Well, because it's bound to your key.
This is some hot chicken. Whoo, whoo, that's hot.
And Jeriel said, have already started retaining the information without knowing, like wax on, wax off, LOL.
Okay, hold on. To the question about the level 7, it's tied to my W. So anytime I press W, it flexes above. And then everything else, so the E on Teemo doesn't do anything, right? But Q, R, and W, I have something bound, an emote above, and the W is when I'm running. And so when I'm running, I flex the level 7 mastery.
Come on, Patchy. Don't do that. Patchy, she's like, I want to ask Evan something, but I'm kind of afraid because he's going to go for my juggler. No, Patchy. No, Patchy. Ask the question, okay? Evan's going to show you.
We're going to give you love. We're going to give you love.
Yeah. And she said 17 people. Yes, they would say the book club. Okay, 17. I counted 16, but okay. 17.
Well, I mean, Zan, you count.
Oh,
yeah,
snap.
Yeah.
Did you not count yourself?
It's okay, but SH4N says, I have a question. Question. I have a question. How can I balance the quality and advertising of a product? Should I prioritize advertising over quality?
Should I prioritize advertising over quality of the product?
Should I prioritize advertising or quality?
But quality of okay, so
product.
Yeah. Listen, if you start advertising a product that sucks, it's never going to take off. You might be able to rip a few people off at the beginning, and then you're going to have to move on or go do something else, because when they actually get it, then they're going to use it and realize this thing sucks and want a refund or go leave negative reviews about you. And so you don't build a business. You have to have a quality product. If I have, movement makers, if we do an advertisement for movement makers, it's a quality product. I hope, I love it. I'm pouring tons of energy into it. Zane made a hat about it because he likes it so much.
Love it.
So advertising is like spraying gasoline on a fire. You have to have a fire. You have to have something good, something worth spreading. So I don't see them even as one or the other. It's like, do you need food or water to live? Well, you need both. Maybe water before food. So you need a quality product before advertising, but you still need both. Even the way that you think about it in your head, like in how you ask that question, that's the mindset shift that you have to make. Because that's not an either or. You need to have both. Zane's laughing at something. I don't know what Zane's laughing.
Because Jeriel's trying to egg me on for what you said earlier about doing the Mandela piece tonight. He says, "Let's go, Zan. You got this. Knock it out tonight."
Yeah, I agree. He's got it. Like Jeriel is talking Zane 2025 language. He's doing it.
Okay. So does something over video wants to know? Question: does Evan have a subreddit?
No subreddit. You can start one if you want. Drew might join. I have a feeling Drew's been big on Reddit in the past.
What's a subreddit?
No?
What?
Am I wrong?
So I have played around with Reddit.
Yeah. See, I knew it.
Okay, I'm lost, guys. What's a subreddit?
Do you know what Reddit is?
You mean the platform Reddit? Where you
Yes. Do you know what Reddit is?
Yeah.
So a subreddit is basically a channel on Reddit, is how to describe it.
Okay.
So League of Legends is a subreddit on Reddit.
Okay. So that he wants Evan to go have a Evan Carmichael on Reddit, but it'd be his own little channel. Would it be subreddit? Would it be Evan Carmichael League of Legends?
No. An Evan Carmichael Reddit channel or subreddit would just be anything and everything Evan.
Okay.
This is great. So yeah, Drew knew his Reddit.
I mean,
He might
yes, I grew up on the internet.
Hey, lots of people. I never grew up with Reddit. I never did a lot on Reddit. I never got into Reddit. I feel like Drew's evolved past Reddit.
I never got into it. I've played around with it, but I never really got into it.
How many posts do you have on Reddit?
Less than 20.
All right, that's not too bad.
Okay, so Patchy says, I am from Brazil, genuine. Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, so she's 100% from Brazil. Doppler 17, welcome. He says, Zan, why me? He says, Zan, when do I want to be okay? When do I want to be better, today or next Monday? Oh, you're asking me, when do I want to be better, today or next Monday?
Right? Good job, Doppler.
Okay. Because at first I didn't understand it when I read it until
When do you want to get better? When do you want to find the answer? Next Monday?
Just going by the assignment, that's all. But okay, I get it, guys. I get it. Just go, pile more on my plate. I get it.
More love. It's all love, Zan. This is love.
Okay. Now, Financial Doppler says she said it in the readers group. Financial Doppler, what's your name in here? Because I know you got to be in the readers group, but what's your name so I can know who you are?
Good call.
I know it's super cool. Okay. Jerry says my real estate mixtape is free just to encourage and educate.
Great.
He said, Financial Doppler says the group was mad fun.
What
What is your name?
What?
Financial Doppler, developer.
Now he extra wants to know your name.
Yeah, what is your name, Financial Developer? Please. Okay. Let me see. Ryan, what's up, Ryan? Okay, that's Ryan. Ryan's in the group.
Welcome,
Yes.
Ryan.
What's up, Ryan? Okay, Ryan is great. Yes, Ryan, thank you. He got a lot of good advice too. Yeah, Ryan, yeah.
All right.
Okay, now I'm super excited, man. When they this is great. Ryan Perez, yes.
Great.
Okay, so Gemini, please ask Evan. He's not gonna go for your juggler.
Let's
If
go.
He does, it's out of love.
What do we got?
Listen, he's gone for mine a few times over here, and I learned from it. So come on,
But Zan needed it.
you'll survive.
I will survive.
Let me see. Nathaniel Ty says, just give Evan your arm. He only needs a little blood to make his point. Oh, they got some good jokes on here. Okay. Oh, something with video wants to know. Question: what would you ask yourself in 5 and 10 plus years? So in the future, what would you ask yourself 5 years from
We
now?
want to hear Zane's answer to that. What are you going to ask yourself? We already talked about Zane 2025.
How can I serve more? That's what I would ask myself. How can I serve more? How can I be of more service? How can I be a better blessing to other people? And how can I continue to get better?
There you go. Yeah,
That's
for
my
me, I think the answer is always in your who.
Yep.
I mean, we talk about this in Built to Serve page. I don't know what, but it's in there. But the lessons you would tell yourself, it's always some function of your who, of your most important core value. Like you want to know that you're living congruently with your core value. So if you were on the episode last week, you would have actually heard from Zane 2025. He was here in the building. He took over my body and we spawned him on this stream. We conjured him up. It happened. It was great. That doesn't usually happen, but this time it happened. So Zane actually got to talk with Zane 2025. Didn't go so well at the beginning, but we turned it around.
It sometimes takes a while for me to. Some things I get right away, and some things just take a little while. But one of the gifts I do have, and I'm so thankful for, because I meditate.
Yeah.
When you can't meditate without reflecting.
You're gonna reflect. Yeah.
So and then Evan has such a. I don't think he likes the word powerful, but he has such an impactful, long-lasting voice. I mean, he says something to you, and I can still hear it. I can still hear his words like 10 hours later. I was like, that's his voice. I can hear that.
No, but it's because it wasn't my voice. That's the whole point.
But the words that came out of his mouth, okay, vocally, my outer ears heard it, and it's stuck in my inner ears.
It's stuck in my inner ears. I like it.
So when I go,
sounds like some crazy earwax.
Okay. So when I go into meditation, and you hear things, I'm like, okay, let me deal with that. So it works. It works for me, anyways. Okay, so what we have next? Okay, here we go. Cause Evan got on my case about this. I still don't like it though, but he got on my case about this.
Wow.
He won't let me delete nothing on my Instagram account.
Yeah. Why are you deleting stuff?
Why does it even matter?
Because it doesn't look professional.
Oh my gosh, Zan, guess what? You're not always professional, okay?
It doesn't look professional.
Okay, wait. What's the question? What are we talking about here?
So this is the part where she thinks you're gonna go for a juggler.
Oh, about deleting content? Yeah, just don't do it.
Wait. Adnil Ray says, hello. Is there no sound, so is it just me? It's just you, Adnil. Sorry, but we have sound. Oh, you mean sound on the video game? Or our voices?
Okay. I don't think it plays the video game sound.
Something on video says just you. Okay, right. Okay, so here we go. Question. This is good for Patchy. This is great. Okay, Evan. Okay, question. Evan, I did not delete that Instagram account I created to do coach stuff. But as I said before, there are so many relatives following me, and even an ex-boyfriend start following me. I hate it because these people are not my potential future clients, and I would like to get vulnerable and share personal stuff. I hate that my relatives and exes following me. Should I get over it? Or should I delete and create another account?
You need to not. It's not either. It's not get over it. It's grow from it. This line of thinking is going to hurt you until you get over it, until you grow from it. Not get over it. Now I'm using your words. You got to grow from it. What's going to happen? Just imagine you fast forward into the future and you're bigger now and you're having an impact and you're reaching people. What's going to help you reach all those people? Your story. But if you're always too afraid to share your story because if you're worried about who is listening that might judge you, then you're never going to hit the goals that you have for yourself. This is great practice right now. This is the practice that you need. So definitely don't delete it. Grow from it. This is a challenge that you need right now. What's your message? What do you need to get vulnerable about? What does she coach or what does she do?
Patchy?
Yeah.
Patchy, please explain to us what do you do?
Oh, okay. We don't know. I thought you knew. Okay.
Well, I know she cooks. and her daughter Ava loves strawberry pie. We had it on camera yesterday. I said, go get Ava, put it on camera.
This is a lesson that you're going to have to learn one way or the other and will continue to hold you back forever. The only manifestation right now is Instagram, but it's going to be something else in a year and something else in a year, and you're going to want to be on stage speaking but worried about who sees it. You're going to want to write a book but worried about who sees it. You're going to want to have all sorts of stuff. If you're living constantly over who sees it, your goal isn't to hurt people and make them feel terrible. But if you're always living out of fear, you never create anything great.
So just a quick note. When earlier we talked about what about the 5 to 10 years later, what would you ask yourself? Or
You found the page number?
It's on page 40.
There it is.
It's called "What Would You Tell Your Younger You?" And Evan flipped it and says, "What would I?" He flipped himself into the future and answered that question. And now he likes that question because he flips it around. So yeah, page 40 to 41.
There you go. I like
had
it.
to find that because I knew it. I knew it was here. Let me find it. Okay. Question. Something of a video asks, "Can I become a good entrepreneur if I suck at math?" The
Sure.
short answer is yes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you just have to find people who are good at math and have them be around you. Right?
Just
That's
like Henry Ford did.
just like what? Henry Ford? Yeah, I mean, or go look at Richard Branson. I mean, one of the quotes that I love. I mean, Richard Branson's got so many great quotes. Maybe that'll be a future assignment for Zan to look up Richard Branson quotes. But
Yeah, I would like that. Yeah, I love Richard Branson.
there's not as much for you to learn from Richard Branson, though. You're already like mega aligned with Branson.
Say that again.
There's not as much for you to learn from Richard Branson. You're already mega aligned with him.
He's a happy entrepreneur.
No, but he's preaching the often the lessons that you need to learn are from the people who don't think like you. They have something to share. It's why my first top 10 was on Kanye. It's like you need to, if you hate Kanye, but you want to be successful, you need to force yourself to find something to learn from him. Because there's a lot you can learn from him. Not that you hate Nelson Mandela. That's not what I was trying to do with the exercise. But the topic of forgiveness was, imagine you coming out, or Zan from 2 weeks ago when we had that conversation, you coming out of the jail, what's your reaction going to be? Is not going to be, how do I forgive people who put me here? Right? That's like, no, I was put here wrongfully. These guys it's not cool, right? So that's the lesson to learn, because you have the capabilities of being a greater leader, and that's among the biggest leadership lessons that you need to take on, which is why I assigned it. Branson is not as relevant a role model for where you're at right now and what you're struggling with and need help with. But anyway, Branson is one of my favorite lines by him, is him talking about when he's making a deal, he never brings in the accountants until he's already decided. So he sucks at math. He's dyslexic. He's got all these things, learning disabilities, all that stuff. And he, when he's making a decision, decides, and then he brings in the accountants after he's decided to figure out how to make it work. He recognizes he has to have those people around him on his team. It's just not him who has to be great at all those things personally. So same thing. Yeah, math is important to have in your business. So is human resources. So is operations. So is leadership. So is strategy. Like, all these things are important. Do you have to do everything? Heck no. So you just have to have someone in your team who gets that.
Yep. Necker Island. That's Richard Branson's island. Okay. Leonidas is here. Hello, Leonidas. Hello there. It says, is not giving up after trial and error the best way to develop self-reliance?
The best way to develop self-reliance is to just start doing. It's not about giving up after trial and error, because maybe you should give up. It's not giving up when you love something and it's not working. I think people should quit on things way sooner. Like, honestly, maybe Zan stayed being a DJ for too long.
I did.
Right?
I did. I will admit that. I did.
He knew he didn't want to do it. Now, he loved it at the beginning, made good money, made good connections, all this stuff. He knew that it was great. But then at some point, he started losing the love, and he should have left earlier. He should have quit on it sooner. So quitting on something isn't a bad thing, but quitting on something that you love is. So you might try a bunch of things. If you still love it, then yes, you have to keep doing it, and that will teach you self-reliance for sure. But if Zan didn't quit on DJing, because in his head he said, well, if you quit, then you don't have self-reliance. It's actually a losing life strategy for him, because he stayed in it for X number of months or years too long.
I could be honest. I'll tell you guys, I stayed in DJing 5 years longer than I should have, because I still loved it, but it went to like. But I knew that my calling was this. But I was so comfortable and so successful and so used to doing what I was doing. I didn't want to make the shift because I knew this would require some sacrifice. And the transition, it requires another skill set, another skill level, and I was comfortable. And yeah, I should have left I should have left back in 2015, 2016.
Listen, that's real, and that's not just you. That's that's most people. Most people stay in jobs or careers too long. Most people stay in businesses for too long. Most people stay in relationships for too long. We stay because we're comfortable. We stay because we're afraid that the next thing won't be the thing and it may not work out like we think it will. That's fine, but that's part of the teaching yourself that quitting is bad isn't the answer. Teaching yourself to quit on something that you love is the answer. Sometimes the answer should be to quit sooner and to move on to something else.
Totally, totally. Yeah, yeah. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. Okay, Gemini is back. Okay, Patchy, here we go. Here we go. So, what does she do for a living, or what is she? Life coaching, like you. She says life coaching, like you, but overcoming obstacles and being positive. On Friday, we have an Instagram like Evan. Oh, we have an Instagram live, Evan. Oh, okay. So she's got an Instagram live with you, Evan.
Oh, nice, awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Listen, so
So
if you're doing life coaching,
okay, but feeling okay.
what's the
so
message, right? Oh, sorry, there's more.
Feeling pressure to release more content this week because of a tooth. Don't want you to think I suck. LOL.
I don't think anybody sucks. You don't suck as a human. It's just not. It's not part of how I see people. It's right. It's meeting people with compassion where they're at. You're at a certain point. This lesson, and we can, maybe we dive deeper on Friday, but maybe you're ready to hear it right now. Like this lesson, we've already addressed on this live stream before. It will continue to show up until you release it. The fear of other people seeing you, people who are close to you, right? Until you release it, until you get through it, you grow through it. Your intention is not to hurt them. And yes, they may see you and they may judge you. It's always going to be there. That will never go away on its own. You have to do the work to help it go away. And it's gonna hold back your happiness in your business and your life until you solve it. So I hope we can solve it with Instagram. If we can't, then it's going to be something else in the future. But you can't be a successful life coach and you can't be happy in life, period, if you're constantly worried about what everybody around you is thinking. So I hope we can solve it now. And if not, then we'll stay on it. Keep coming back. Listen, Zan didn't get it the first time either, and we just keep pounding away. Found different angles. We start loosening I'll just be like the water that slowly makes the stone smooth. That's what we're gonna do.
It took me 10 times, Gemini. So,
but we'll figure out your style because Zan needs to debate things, right? Where you might be different.
But only when there's logic behind it.
But that's why you like debates.
Not from a standpoint of feelings and emotions, logic.
That's why you like debates.
I don't like debates. Do I actually hate? Listen. I hate arguing. That's one thing I just don't. I don't even like disagreements, but I hate arguing. But if it's trying to get clarity on something I'm learning, like someone like you, I don't mind. I guess you call it a debate, but to me it's a discussion.
Sure.
But only if I know it's going to have a greater outcome.
So are we debating on whether or not you like debates?
Yeah, I hate debating, dude. I hate it. I don't like debating.
But you call it a discussion, but you treat it like a debate.
Okay, I know I hate arguing. I know that for sure. Or you can call it fighting, arguing. That's something I absolutely hate. I don't do it. I don't even argue. I just don't argue. But debate, okay, people have differing opinions, so we're just trying to get a clarity on that. So I don't mind going back and forth with differing opinions, and sometimes I like to think that my opinions are based in logic and science, maybe some emotion, you know, but and so I try to bring some intelligence to it, and someone else has a different opinion. Okay, prove your case from an intellectual standpoint.
We love you, Zane.
So is that called debate?
Yes.
Okay.
You debate.
All right. We have different definitions. That's a debate.
No. Because the discussion is, the difference is you need to be pushed to listen on some things.
Yes.
A
yes.
discussion is you're listening. You have a perspective and you're sharing it, but you're allowing the other person to share it and you're trying to listen. When you get locked in, you're very open and listening for almost everything. But when you get locked in on something, you don't want to listen. And so you have to be pushed to listen.
Okay.
So that's
Now
where
we're
I'll say,
debating on the definition of debating.
well, so I would say debate because you're locked in that you're right. You're convinced that you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to be proven through logic, right? It's not just like, hey, Zane, I feel good about this, right? You have to be convinced that you're actually not right. But you're going to lock in on your side, which is what I'm saying debate. Like you lock in, it's like, no, this is it. This is my view of the world and it's right. And I'm going to show them.
And if you can show me, and again, if you can show me facts and some science behind it, I'm like, oh, you know what? Thank you. Because the beautiful thing about science is that no matter how smart you were before, there's others that come along and prove that, okay, this a better way. So I'm quick to change if you show me the facts and the science behind it.
That's why we have to sit through. Okay, give me another example, and give me another example, and give me another example. We'll just sit there and exhaust all your examples until you finally realize, oh, there's no more examples.
But it's not that many people out there that's as convincing and persuasive as you. When I talk to them, it's not so much like you win the debate, but I persuade them to my side because I have more facts and more information.
Well, but that's dangerous, because you could be wrong. You could be wrong on something and persuade somebody to do the wrong thing.
Well, that's why I don't mind having checks and balances.
Yeah.
Because I'm not perfect and I could be wrong. And I've been wrong in the past and I made corrections on that. And so I said, okay, well, to make sure you don't get into your ego and go off the reservation, so to speak, have checks and balances. So that's why I make sure that if I really believe something is true, let me go and get that confirmed at different sources. I mean, I think that's why all leaders have different advisors around them and not be in an echo chamber.
I actually woke up thinking about you this morning, about the conversation about your dad, where you said nobody pushed you. I forget what you said exactly, but it was like nobody made this clear to me in the way like before or something, right? When we got to the end, like nobody helped me understand this before. Nobody's ever told me this before or something, right? And I said, no, I'm not the first. Your dad told you versions of this, many times. And honestly, it's even a good thought exercise to think of who else has told you this in the past, but they just didn't either have the patience or the tools to do it.
Or the communication skills.
Yeah. The patience or the skills, the tools to do it. Communication, using the right examples, that's the combination. It's like, okay, I need to tell Zane what the problem is, but people have told you what the problem is before. But I need to tell it in a way that he hears it, and I need to just sit there and outpatience him until he gets it. And we'll do it. But it's also that I'm not that great. Like, I'm not the only person who's ever told you this in your life. It's probably happened a lot. And similar to Gemini, it's like the lesson will keep showing itself and showing itself and showing itself until it actually gets resolved. So, there's some things that I'm sure you love about your father and some things that just you probably, don't like or agree with how he raised you. Awesome. But in some of those messages, he's already told you some of the things that I've said. It's not I'm the first. I'm not that genius. It's already happened. Life has a way of continually reminding you of the things until you get the lesson. So I won't own that. What I will own is that I helped walk you through it, where other people may not have been as capable. But it's also not, that's not the skill set that your dad had. I'm sure he's great at something else.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah, my dad even would just tell me so many times, some of the things he would tell me or teach me that for whatever reason, he said I had the capability of doing it, but he couldn't do it. So sometimes he would teach me lessons that maybe he said sometimes he had bad habits that he had to unlearn, but for me, I was able to get it right away and, soar with it.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone doesn't have that for whatever reason. But anyways,
okay. That's what I woke up thinking about today.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm not by myself there when I wake up thinking about you and things you be share with me. I think I have more days clocked than you do, though.
Well, it's because there's something unresolved, right? I mean, the unresolved part of that for me was, it wasn't just your dad. That it's been multiple people. You've already learned this. You've already been told this a bunch of times from different people.
I can't. I'm reflecting. I can't think of anyone. I really can't.
You reflect some more. It's gonna come.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
People who have told you something that is in line, even if you think about mercy, forgiveness, any of the things that we've talked about, somebody has said it to you, but it was super poorly communicated. Maybe they were yelling at you while doing it. Maybe they were also saying other things at the same time that were wrong and that you don't agree with. But there's a seed in there. There's one good thing in there that you could have heard if you dissect it. For sure.
Okay. Might have been in a book I read somewhere. Okay, so
even you looking at Gemini, like part of the reason why she wants to be a life coach is to help people not suffer like she's suffering. Not just suffered, but is continuing to suffer from these people. So if she can overcome it, she has a lot more to give. So when somebody that she's coaching says, I don't know what to do, I want to chase this life, but I'm afraid of my family finding out. What is she going to say?
But isn't she more afraid of the personal stuff that she's going to be revealing that they may already know about her, or they may not know about her, but they're going to be finding out?
And the intent is never to throw anybody under the bus and say all the bad things about an individual. But if you're constantly just living your life and running around in fear, that prevents you from posting, that makes you want to delete accounts and change everything up because you're living in fear, that's why she became a life coach, is to help other people not live in fear.
Right.
You help people break free. Like if people's parents did such a great job parenting, they wouldn't need a life coach. So you're basically just working with people who have messed up families and helping them respond in a way that would make them proud.
There you go.
And so for you to do it effectively, you have to do it yourself. You have to not just lead by example as an inspiration, but to get over the hurdle yourself so that you can better serve. It'll just keep showing up in different ways until it gets resolved and you grow through it. And you're totally capable.
And she was saying that she's just starting as a life coach. She's just starting off. She's not a pro yet. She's just starting.
Well, yeah. And this is how you get to be a pro. This is the process of becoming a pro.
You hear that, Patchy? But what do you think about what Evan said, Patchy? Type it in. I know you're cooking, but type it in. Something over video wants to know the cons and pros of borrowing money for your business from the bank.
Say it again. Pros and cons of borrowing money from the bank?
Pros and cons of borrowing money for your business from the bank.
Okay, so first off, a bank, understand what business they're in. They're not in the business of lending entrepreneurs money. So start with this. Have you been around for 3 years and have positive cash flow in your company? If no, you're not getting the loan. Right? Not of any kind of size. So that's a good starting point, right? I made this mistake. I thought banks were supposed to help entrepreneurs, right? I mean, from how it's sold, it sounds like, yeah, you start a business, you go to a bank, you get a loan, and you're off. That's not really how it works. Getting a loan is hard at the beginning because you don't have any money. You got to start paying money back. So almost always I would default to, unless you had something, a sure thing in the bank, like you have a purchase order, right? You've got somebody who wants to buy 1,000 of your Movement Makers hats, right? As an example, but you can't fund it. You can't actually make it. You don't have enough money to create the production. So that's when you go get a loan, because you're going to get that money back really quickly, right? That would be a good use of it. Otherwise, on speculation, your better bet is to actually just go and build a business. Alex in my company, Toronto Dance Salsa. There's a bunch of businesses that have run GoFundMe campaigns to try to save the business. And TDS is struggling right now because we can't run online classes. I said, Alex, listen, it's going to be till like end of 2021 that we can actually run live in-person classes again. And so his first thought went to, should we create a GoFundMe to help? Like, a GoFundMe is not going to do anything. How much are you going to raise from a GoFundMe? It'll last a little bit, and then you'll be in the same problem that you're in right now. The solution is you need to create a sustainable business model. We need a business model that works. So spend your effort and energy right now not trying to create a GoFundMe account and video and marketing and promotion. Work on a business model that can actually be sustainable and work. So in the same respect, that think about for your business, the amount of work to go get a loan, to present to the bank, to prepare all the documents, to create your business plan, to do all the stuff that a bank needs that for the most part doesn't serve you. Like, the business plan you create for a bank is very rarely what you actually stick to and use. You're creating all this extra work with a low likelihood of even getting anything. And that time could be spent just talking to customers and building your business.
Terry Wade Thompson's in the house. What's up, Terry Wade?
Oh,
What's
snap.
up, man?
Welcome aboard, man.
Hey, Terry, ask us one of those deep questions, man.
That's his
love
reputation now. That's his reputation, eh?
I love Terry, man. Terry, Mr. Thompson's off the chain. Okay, so real quick, we got Adnil. He says, okay, he fixes hearing problem, his issue with audio. He said it was his earphone, it broke, so he's back again.
Can I just say something super quick?
Yeah.
Drew's not going to be happy with me.
Uh-oh.
I just realized Drew's playing Blitzcrank.
I'm not surprised by this.
I went to the tab to see how many deaths Drew has, and I'm like, "Where's Pike? Where's Pike?" And then my next thought was, "Am I even playing this game with Drew? Did he not join this game?" And then I looked.
You didn't see the massive sad face in Champ Select.
I did not. I'm so
and
focused
Pike.
on the and answering Zan's questions and the team that I did not notice that you were playing Blitzcrank. Anyway, Drew died 6 times. This is partly why we're losing here. But anyway, I thought that was funny. I thought Drew would enjoy that moment.
So when we ended laning phase, I was 0-3-3, and my 80 carry was 3-0-0. So definitely not bot lane's problem here.
All right.
I'm not saying that like I have contributed a whole lot to this game.
You just hooked a minion, Drew. We just hooked a minion. All good. Okay. I think we got time for one more. What do we got, Zan?
Neil says, how do you know when it's time to change your course, whether to continue or to change? I know it's up to the person, but what's your own decision-making method on that?
Your heart. Do you love it or not? That's the only thing that matters. It may not make sense. There may not be a logical path forward. There may be all these reasons why you're not going to win and it's going to suck. The only thing that matters is, do you still love it? And if you still love it, you have to find a way to keep going. Otherwise, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life.
And SH4N says, what would be your advice to an undergraduate student?
Try as many things as possible until you find the thing that you love. Like, chances are the thing that you're going to be Michael Jordan at is not what you went to school for. It's not in a textbook, probably. It might be. But you got to taste, you got to taste, you got to test, you got to try, you got to explore, you got to say yes until you find a thing that likely doesn't make any sense, but you just have to do. You know, somebody would look at Zan and say, dude, why are you leaving DJing? You're working with some of the biggest names. You got gigs like, you know, a waiting list to be on. You get to hang out with celebs and get all the, you know, just all the bonuses. You're making so much money, and you're gonna leave all that, throw your life away to what? To be a what? A confidence coach? What the heck is that even do? Zan, don't be an idiot, right?
I've heard that.
I get right?
I've heard that. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
But, and listen, a lot of that just logically could make sense if you look at it. But for Zan, he's like, no, you know what? It's calling me. I love it. I have to do it. I have to find a way. I know it doesn't make sense. And yet, watch me do it, right? That's the decision-making framework you have to put it through. Do you still love it? And if you do, you have to keep going. If you don't, then you got to move on ASAP, even if it doesn't make sense. Because it's often those big decisions in life that you'll make that don't make sense.
Yeah.
It's when your head and your heart aren't aligned that we get scared. Because you're listening to your head instead of your heart, where you know you should be doing something bigger, but you're too afraid to do it. And so your head talks you down from doing the big thing. And that's how you end up 5 years later finally going for it.
Yeah.
If at all.
Yeah. And I believe in doing things out of inspiration, not desperation.
All right, that's it. We lost. That's my first loss with Drew. We're 3-1 with Drew. What am I going to give Drew? Stayed cool. I guess he was pretty tilt-proof and chill. I think I'm going to go with stayed cool. Drew was pretty chill. We're going to go with that one.
One more quick question?
I didn't even know that he was blitzcrank, so I don't know what I get honored for. Definitely not shot calling. Okay, one last quick one.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Zane has to pick. If he doesn't pick your question, it means he doesn't like you as a human being. Okay, go, Zane. I'm joking.
Oh gosh, I knew that was coming.
We love you all. We love you all. We're back on tomorrow. Last question. What do you got?
It's a double question. The online education industry is growing. What are your plans to grow with it? And hey, Evan, quick question. Can you still monetize videos if you are using other people's clips like Brian Tracy, Oprah, Kevin O'Leary, etc.?
You got to pick, Zane. Not two quick ones. You got to pick one. Who are we going with?
Oh, gosh. The online education industry is growing. What are your plans to grow with it?
I am always just trying to be in the places that are relevant. So I'm on YouTube because that's where people's attention is right now. And I feel like I can move the most people forward. That's it. So as education evolves, I was doing this before online education was even really much of a thing. Like go back 11 years on YouTube, nobody was doing educational videos, very few, let alone long form. And YouTube kind of caught up. If YouTube goes away, I'll go somewhere else. I don't think YouTube's going away anytime soon, which is why I'm heavily committed to it. But I just want to be where people are. And I want to spread belief as much as possible. And doing it in a visual way because that's what I'm great at, right? So, Clubhouse is hot right now. It's audio only. I don't want to do audio only. I hate audio. So I don't have a podcast. I mean, I have one with Mark, but I never went hardcore on podcasts because it's audio only. So I don't like Clubhouse because it's audio only. Could it win? Sure. But wherever people's attention is for video to learn, that's where I'm going to be. And when we get to VR, I'll be there. And when it's hologram, I'll be there. And if it's everybody is living inside a League of Legends simulation, I'll be there. Wherever there's video and online education, I'm going to be there. Thank you guys for the love. Drew, we need to get you back on Pike so we can win.
And we'll be back Wednesday?
We'll be back Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you guys. Continue to believe, and we'll see you then.